अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदी गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुनरतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम् हरे कृष्णा. Hope everyone is doing well, and we'll continue with Chaitanya Charitamrita, and so very grateful for all you for prayers and blessings. Uh, mm, Hare Krishna. So, what is that? So, Lord Chaitanya's teachings to Sanatan Goswami, you know, we started last week, and we started last weekend the teachings, and we'll continue. Actually, this is very technical to this chapter. I mean, this Lord Chaitanya's instruction to Sanatana Goswami was very, very technical, especially the Krishna's position. You know, from how Prabha Vilasa, Vaibhav Vilasa, you know, Tadekatma Rupa, Swayam Rupa. So, to establish only to establish Krishna's position as an undeniable Supreme Personality of Godhead. It was very, very, very extensive actually, you know. So because I mean, what has amazed the scientists is and was uh, the vastness of the universe, just metal universe. Wherever you go, if you go 10 light years or 10,000 light years and 1 billion light years, you'll see so many planets. So, you know, a man of common sense can understand they are being maintained, right? Who maintains them? So, if you just want to go to, no, what is that? You change your office, you change your job, and you have a better job, you become confused. I mean, you need to go for, you take extra precautions, right? Uh, but here we have no idea how the vastness of one state in America, or even a local city where we dwell, and we do not know. And for them to maintain this, as I said, you just go 10 billion light years, you see planets. You see them working in a very, very unified fashion, and you don't see any, what do you call, you don't see any chaos there happening. So don't you think Krishna is very organized? So Krishna and his expansions. So yes, God is a person. I was speaking to somebody. We should be convinced of this. Prabhupada asked in the leaders in the room, it is Prabhupada asking, not you and me, how many of you are convinced Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead? Prabhupada is asking you, looking into your heart. Prabhupada said, if you're all convinced, we can conquer the world in 18 days. That is the duration of Mahabharata war. You know, that is the duration of the Mahabharata war. So anyway, the point is, um, so we'll continue on this, but it's real extensive. And anyone has any confusion, I encourage you to read Lord Chaitanya's instructions to Sanatana Goswami, because um, what is that? Second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, second and third, especially with regards to creation, is a brain teaser for anybody, and that is a proof. We don't see like in Christianity, let there be light and there is light. Let there be creation, one line, and there is creation. No. To what extent Vedavyas goes? Because he knew the people who are going to read this, they need a qualification, and they have a qualification. Then only they can read it. But then when it comes to other scriptures, you don't see that. So let there be creation. That's it, one line. But even if you are from a top institutions like IIT, Gaurav Prabhu told me, it was a brain teaser for himself. He said, I read 5 times, but I couldn't understand. So the Brahma's creation. So anyway, now when we read, when we try to understand Krishna's position as Advaya Jnana Partatva, means a non-dual, non-dual entity, and is a absolute non-dual entity, absolute truth, a non-dual absolute truth. That is Krishna, you know. So, so nasadayate mam yogo nasankyam dharma uddhava naswadhyayastapastyago yatha bhaktir mamurjita. So, Arjuna, I mean, sorry, Uddhava, you should know, nasayati mam yogo. You cannot attain me through yoga. Nasankyam dharma uddhava. Not through Sankhya philosophy. Means not Jnana yoga. Naswadhyayas. Swadhyayas means, reading scriptures. Means we acquiring more and more and more knowledge. Naswadhyayas tapastyaga. Okay, I'll take Ren sannyas. I'll do tapasya. I'll wear saffron. Krishna says nothing. Nowhere it is written you're a brahmachari and you come in the front and your grihastha go back. No, definitely not. Na swadhyayas, na tapas, na tyaga. But only one thing. Yatha bhaktir mamorjita. But I am controlled only by bhakti, service. I'm controlled only. Lord Chaitanya makes this point actually. Amazing point. Milk drinking brahmachari is pastime. Brahmachari, he drinks only milk. Had he been present today, he would have had millions of disciples. But Lord Chaitanya is telling before he leaves, if he doesn't leave, I'll rip him off. Hare Krishna. And what services? What service Kubja did? What that Malakar Sridhama, Sudhama did? He just gave garland to Krishna. But Krishna saw the simplicity in his heart. Krishna saw the bhakti in his heart. The Brahmins, Yajnik Brahmins couldn't get, but Yag Brahman Patnis got. They just gave prasad. They attained perfection. But we are giving prasad every day. Why we are not attaining perfection? They have bhakti in their heart, unalloyed devotion in their heart. And when Lord Chaitanya was telling this to Srivas Thakur, whoever was present were all grihasthas. Hare Krishna. Whoever was present, they were all Advaitacharya, Srivas. Hare Krishna. So anyway, the point is, you know, so bhaktyayam bhaktyaham ekaya grahya sradhyatma priya sutam bhakti punadimam manishta sapakam abhi sambhavat. Only bhakti. See, Krishna being dear to devotees attained through unflinching faith and devotional service. This bhakti yoga which gradually decreases attachment, which gradually increases attachment for him, purifies even those born in the families of dog eaters. If you adopt Bhakti Yoga process, even if you are born in a dog eater family, you are purified and your attachment for Krishna will increase and you will attain the perfection of life. Prasadam libere gopi. The Bhagavatam, when Yashoda binds Krishna, Sukadeva Goswami writes, namam virinche, na bhavo. This facility was not given to Virinchi, not Brahma, na bhava, not Shiva. It was not given to them. Prasadam Libri book, it was given to Yashoda. Krishna allowed himself to be bound by Yashoda. Hare Krishna. You know? Why? Yashoda has that bhakti. Hare Krishna. So conclusion is Atayeva Bhakti Krishna Prapya Atayeva Bhakti Krishna Prapya Upaya Abhideya Balitare Sarvastastre Gaya. In other words, Lord Chaitanya is telling Sanatana Goswami, Bhakti is the only means of approaching Krishna and attaining Krishna. This process is called Abhideya, and this is the verdict of all the scriptures. And Sambandha is what? We have relationship with Krishna, right? We are what? Amaya Vamsa Jivala Jiva with Sanatana. Krishna is telling all the living entities are part and parcels from me. They are emanating. And Krishna in another place is telling, what is that? uh, Sarvayonishikondaya Murti Sambandha Nasham Brahma Hadi Aham Bija Pradapita. I am the seed king Father Krishna is telling. So we have Sambandha with Krishna. And the Abhideya Krishna is mentioning the bhakti is a process. Then what is the Prayojana? Prayojana is a prema ends the entanglement. Prema. you know. So when you become rich, then your money problems are gone. Likewise, when you attain the love of God, your entangles are gone. When you attain the love of God, your entangles are gone. So the goal of prema, of course, not to become rich. Goal of prema is to be situated in that position, in our constitutional position where we perform service to Krishna and remain spiritually blissful. Prema Sukha Bhoga. The real goal of Prema is to be situated in divine service and to enjoy transcendental bliss. If the king is a supreme enjoyer, king's servant equally enjoys with king. All the facilities of king because he is a dear to king, he is a very dear servant of the king. Hare Krishna. You know. So Veda Shastra kahe sambandha abhidaya prayojana. Veda Shastra is doing three things. Sambandha abhidaya prayojana. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Bhakti, Prema, Tina Mahadhana. So Veda Shastra scriptures are concluding that what are three things? Sambandha Abhidaya Prayojana. Sambandha is with Krishna. Abhidaya is Krishna Bhakti. Prayojana is Prema. These are the three things. Nothing else. so, so Krishna is the central point. Krishna is the central point. And Padma Puran says, sometimes people say, no, that Puran says this, Devi Puran says this, that Puran says. Let them say what they want to do until the end of the millennium, Kalpa. But uh, Vishnu is the Vishnu is the this Puranas, right? Puranas for this universe. So Vishnu is the supreme Lord in In other words, मुख्य गौण वृत्ति किंवा अन्वय व्यतिरेकी मेदेर प्रतिज्ञा केवल कहे कृष्ण के. The ultimate declaration is Vedas points to Lord Krishna, whether interpretation or by dictionary meaning directly or indirectly. So knowing Krishna is the purpose of the scriptures, either by indirect or dictionary, understanding by different speculations. You know. So once you become free from speculation, once you understand Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead, you become fully satisfied. So one has to be convinced. Bhakti is to be performed. We are going to see that, you know, bhakti is to be performed for Bhagavan only. Bhagavan Ishwaro Hari. Who is Bhagavan? You know, uh, this one point recently I'm mentioning again and again, and that made sense to me. You know, what is that? Something like fire. God is a Vyakti or God is a Shakti. You know, Shakti, like you love fire, you appreciate fire, you appreciate the vastness of the sky, you appreciate the vastness of the ocean, but you never dedicate, you'll not join full time to serve them. For you to serve them, that thing should be a personality. That thing should be a personality. You know, that personality, okay, what type of personality should he be? You know, even if you join full time, you'll come to know he doesn't talk to you, he's very serious, and you know always he takes your service, and then he'll go away. But if he is caring and you know he gives you, what is that, he satisfies you, that is the word. If you are fully satisfied, then only you'll stay, otherwise you'll not stay. And you say America is bad, you know, with all the suffering America is better, will come back. That's why Krishna is Akhila Rasamrita Murti. What is Krishna? Akhila Rasamrita Murti. God is a very, very loving Vyakti. Of course, with unlimited Shaktis. That's why he's infinite. But infinite is energies. When energies grow, when his energies grow, he grows too. But end of the day is a personality. With all the mellows. So even one facet, if you focus, for the rest of the eternity, you'll keep on, you know, pursuing that. You'll keep on, you know, dealing with that aspect, and you're never satisfied. You're you know you're sad, you know you're you can, it'll never quench your thirst of satisfaction. That's why going back to Godhead is a that's why Krishna says, once you go back, yadgatva na nivardana dhama paramam mama. So anyway, coming back, the glories of Krishna, Krishnera Swarupa, Vaibhava, ultimate transcendental form and ultimate opulence. Shaktis, Krishna's Shaktis, three, you know, Chit Shakti, internal, Bahiranga Shakti, external, Tadastha Shakti, Jiva. So they are connected to Krishna only, nobody else, you know. And Samasraya, so Krishna, um, the Brahmanda, the material world, and Vaikuntha, spiritual world, both are the transformations of his external and internal potencies. Samasraya, shelter. And Asraya Vigraha. So you know what is that? Bhagavatam has these 10 topics, you know, Sarga Visarga, Sthanam Poshanam Uttaya, Manvantareshan Gadanam, Nirodha Mukti Ashraya. So Ashraya, who is the Ashraya Tattva? Shelter. Ashraya is a 10th kind, it comes in, that person comes in 10th kind of Bhagavatam, that is Krishna. So Ashraya Tattva. Dasme Dasam Laksham, Asrita, Asritaasraya Vigraham, Sri Krishnakyam Parandhama, Jagadhama Namami Tat. So, so Sridhar Swami is writing this commentary. Prabhupada mentioned this. Sridhar Swami is the expert commentator of Srimad Bhagavatam. There is nobody higher than him. So in his Bhamardiva commentary, so 10.1.1, Sridhar Swami is telling Ashraya Ashraya Tattva. Krishna is the one. you know, and he is also Advijnana Tattva, Advijnana Paratattva. So he is an absolute reality, absolute truth, divine duality. There is no duality in Krishna. And so now is Vrajendra Nandan. So who is that Advijnana Paratattva? Advaya, no two. Only, so is absolute truth, free from duality. So is that Rajendra Nandan Krishna, you know, and Rajendra Nandan Krishna, Sarvadi, is the original source of everything. Sarvamsi, the sum total of everything. You know, Kishore Shekhar always appears youthful. So when the speculation is there, we see that picture, right? You know, what is that? I think who drew it? Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo? You know, he drew because he thought God is very oldest. So he drew like this old man and a very old man. And, you know, with the connecting to Jiva. No, Krishna is, what is that? Adhyam Purana Purusham, but Navayavanam. You know, though he's the oldest, he always remains, he's always youthful. Chidananda Deha. His whole body is composed of spiritual bliss. Sarvasraya, shelter of everything. Sarveshwara, master of everything. Cause of all causes. So, you know, there Lord Chaitanya quoted this Brahma Sahita Ishvara Paramakrishna, you know, verse to to Sanatana Goswami. And and Bhagavan. And when it comes to Bhagavan, Lord Chaitanya explained Brahman Paramatma Bhagavan. Actually, ask any Indians why ISKCON philosophy is very wonderful is first go and ask anybody who is God. You know, many people they do not know. You know, even if they confidently say something, there's some devata that, like you know, people are willing to. Our grandfathers were wearing only dhotis, and they would apply nice oil. And ladies, maybe 20, 30 years ago, I would say, mother would have two, what do you call, I don't know what to call it, you know. You know, anyway, she would braid the hair of the daughter in two ways or one way. And nowadays we don't see that. So the point is that there is a change. There is a change. And there were no jean pants at all. But you change everything. But with Indians, one thing they will not change. They will not change the God. My father said this, my mother said it. When you change everything, why not? Even they're not willing to read also. So for that type of, even if you sincerely follow, you know, some devotees they sincerely follow in ISKCON. I mean, our bhakti philosophy, some doubt. You know, what is that? This is all there, why I don't know. Because why you don't know? Because you have no desire. If you are a mechanical engineer, you will never know civil engineering or electrical, even at the age of 50. So if you are not interested to read about Krishna, you'll never, I mean, read about the philosophy, Bhagavatam, you'll never know. As simple as that. You know, so then if I don't know what about my all the people I know from my state, that they are all like that only. You know, uh, majority are like that only. So those, but you know, to the extent they are sincere, they have revelations that we do not know, right? So Brahma, the first, that's why you know what is that Brahman Paramatma Bhagavan. This word is amazing from Bhagavatam. And but Chaitanya Charitamrita, Brahman. So you know what is that? Three kinds of sadhana: Jnani, mystic yoga, and bhakti. Jnani Brahman, mystic yogi Paramatma, bhakti yogi Bhagavan. You know, यस्य प्रभा प्रभवतो जगदंड कोटि कोटि स्वशेष वसुधादि विभूति भिन्नम तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमनंतमशेष भूतम गोविंदमादि भुजं पुरुषं तम भजं तमहं भजामि. So impersonal Brahman is the glowing effulgence of Krishna's body. Prabha, Yasya Prabha, Prabhavato, Jagadanda. it's not just Krishna says, what is it? What I really liked um, is okay. One verse you see in Brahma Samhita, but that story in 10th canto, Krishna takes Arjuna to when the Brahman's children were killed. Sorry, not killed. Sorry, this Brahmana loses children one after another. Arjuna comes and says, "If I don't protect them, I'll kill myself. I'll immolate myself." Then Krishna Arjuna creates arrow with arrows. He shields his own home, and the young baby is born, and the baby dies. Then Arjuna had no choice, but in the Brahmana starts scolding. I unnecessarily put so much faith on you. Then Arjuna says, I'll kill myself. Krishna says, wait, wait, wait. Don't worry, I'll take you. Where? So there's a first play time. You get to know. So Krishna is taking Arjuna out of the universe. Wow. You don't see that anywhere actually. When Krishna takes so when they go to the outer covering of the universe, and it is pitch dark because every layer is earth, water, fire, air, ether, 10 times thicker than the one before. So then Krishna, the horse is here. They don't they don't move because it's pitch dark. Then Krishna invokes Sudarshan Chakra. Then Sudarshan Chakra like a torchlight, then the horses start moving. That's how they move out of the universe. Then at one point, sudden when they come, there's an effulgence. There's an effulgence. Krishna says, like for example, you travel with your families, with your children, in a train. It's not possible with flight, of course. In the trains, hey, see that one, you'll show them. Or bus. So likewise, Krishna shows Arjuna. Arjuna see that effulgence, Brahman effulgence, the destination for impersonalists, my Brahman effulgence. So there is a story also in Bhagavatam, not just a mention of a four-line verse. So Krishna is making a point, right? Impersonal Brahman is a glowing effulgence. It's an effulgence of Krishna's body, right? And Paramatma, the super soul is the plenary portion of Krishna, who is the original source. So Krishna is the source of the Paramatma also. Atmanam Akilatmanam, So Atva Bhunitena Kinyatena Tamarjana Vistabhyam Krishna Ekam Sena Sthito Jagat. So Krishna is the soul of all the souls. He is also the soul, super soul. And we'll see that very interesting actually, how Karanada how Karanada Sai Vishnu is a super soul of the entire the entire he is a super soul of the entire cosmic manifestation. And how, as a Garbhodaya Vishnu is the super soul of the metal universe, and Kshirodaya Vishnu is the super soul of the living entity sitting in our heart. Wow. So it's like a foolproof construction, I'm just touching about super souls, but then the incarnations will come, Lord Chaitanya will speak. And Bhagavan, Bhakti, for those people, Bhakti yogis, Bhakta and process Bhakti is eternal. The devotee Bhakta is eternal. Bhagavan is eternal. As some Mayavadis think it is sentimental, definitely not. You know. So for Bhakti yogi is for Bhagavan. You know. And then what is that? Lord Chaitanya goes into the technical detail of Krishna's form. It's mind-boggling. Anyway, before we go forward, Vasudeva Krishna and Nandanandan Krishna. So Nandanandan Krishna, what is that? The main Supreme Swayamrupa, the main person, the what is that? The central figure of Krishna Tattva. One time, one person came and asked me, I heard Krishna Tattva is very difficult to understand. Vishnu Tattva is very difficult to understand. What to speak of the source of Vishnu Tattva, Krishna. Krishna Tattva is impossible to understand. I told him, oh, no one has ever asked me this. Amazing. You know, that's true. Because people don't have that much time. So, Krishna Tattva, it's Tattva, Otherwise, Gar mein Ram, Gali mein Sham, not like that. So there's an elaborate tattva. Hare Krishna. So Vasudeva Krishna is a warrior. Vasudeva Krishna is a warrior, and he also likes Nandanandan Krishna. So Leelamada, but the Lalitamada Rupa Goswami writes, one day in Mathura, Vasudeva Krishna happened to attend a Gandharva dance, and there he saw the picture of Nandanandan Krishna. Nandanandan Krishna means what? Nativo ever pida, Natorabukanayo Karnikaram, Bibradwasakana Kapisam by Jamalam, Tandran Vendra Sutayogo Parandaran, Sodranam, Toshad Gita Kruti. So Krishna's beauty, the other day, you don't see what is that? A formality with Krishna's beauty, you know. You don't see like what is that? For example, if you see a king, there is a nice crown and everything perfect. Um, everything is arranged because he's a king. But with Krishna, of course, Krishna is a man. Rupa Goswami writes meticulous dresser, but in what is that? Not in a very systematic way. Fun, That's why Nitrotsavam, Krishna's festival, seeing Krishna's beauty is a festival. This, what is that? People from other religions, they God. What God? How does he look? What are his likes and dislikes? Where does he stay? Nobody knows. Okay, Brahman. Some religions they don't have picture. But can you appreciate Brahman? Can you worship? Dedicate your life to Brahman. Even if you go and merge in Brahman, what happens? You'll fall down because the happiness comes from loving exchange. It doesn't come from um, money. It doesn't come from resources. There is a Russian saying, money consoles the nervous, but it doesn't give happiness. If you have money, okay, when problem comes, I'll have it. Or I can buy these things. But money doesn't give happiness. So, if you, what is that? Ye anye arvindakshamuktamaana, tvayashchabhava visuddha buddhaya, ruya krujjana parampadam tada, patanti adhona drushta, yasmadangre, Brahma's prayers, Chandaganta. Even if you merge in that effulgence, because their intelligence is impure, avishuddha buddhaya, they will fall down. Wow. So anyway, so when even Vasudeva Krishna, because actual Krishna, Vrindavanam Pradyaji Padamyapna Gacchati, Krishna doesn't step out of Vrindavan, Nandanandana Krishna. So he unmanifested with Akrura who went is Vasudeva Krishna. So like Radharani, you know, wants to have the union of Krishna, Vasudeva Krishna wanted to enjoy this beauty of Nandanandana Krishna. That is Nandanandana Krishna's beauty. Now, now, Prabha Vilasa and Vaibhava Vilasa. These are all very, trust me, technical, but, you know, I request you to just hear. But only thing is, Swayamrupa is Krishna. Krishna is Gopa, covered by Vrindavan. And from Swayamrupa, Krishna comes as Swayam Prakash. Swayam Prakash has a Prabhava Prakash and Vaibhava Prakash. So Prabhava Prakash, numerous forms displayed, all equivalent features. Prabhava Prakash means Krishna's dance with Krishna's dance in Rasa Leela. All the gopis Same Krishna, but he expanded. It's called Prabhu Prakash. And also Krishna's, what is that, in Dwarka, 16,100 in Queens. So they're also Prabhu Prakash, same Krishna, Vasudeva Krishna, but expanded, of course. And Vaibhava Prakash forms are differently manifested according to different emotions. Vaibhava Prakash means their forms are different. When it comes to Prabhava Prakash, Krishna's same form but different Krishnas. And Krishna is expanding. Like as Krishna, different Krishna in Rasalila, different Krishna in Dwarka. But when it comes to Vaibhava Prakash, it's personally different. First is Balramji, you know. So Balramji in white color. Balramji in white color. So so Balramji in white color. Um, this Vasudeva expansion itself, it comes under Prabhava Prakash. So Krishna means, sorry, Vaibhava Prakash. So then the next one is Tadekatma Rupa. So Swayam Rupa, and the next one is Tadekatma Rupa. Past time expansions are Prabhava and Vaibhava, less qualities than Swayam Prakash. Believe me, it's really it becomes technical, but that's okay. So Prabhava will ask, is a Vasudeva Moola Sankarshana Pradyam Aniruddha, our Chaturya. Vasudeva, Sankarshana Pradyam Aniruddha Vasudeva, right? But the Sankarshana is Moola Sankarshana. Then from that comes Narayan, you know, but these are less potent. From Narayan again, Vaibhava will ask, partial potent manifestation, the second Chaturya. Vasudeva, Sankarana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. But the problem is the first one is Moola Sankarshana, the next one is Mahasankarshana. And from that comes Swamsa. From Mahasankarshana comes Swamsa. From Swamsa comes these three Purusha avatars. Mahavishnu, Garbhasai Vishnu, and Kshirasai Vishnu. And from there, from Garbhasai Vishnu comes Brahma, and the Guna avatars, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Brahma is an incarnation of goodness, passion. Vishnu, um, Kshidasa Vishnu is the incarnation of goodness, and Lord Shiva is the incarnation of Tamagun. So, but one point, Leela Avataras, there is also Krishna incarnation. you know, but this Krishna incarnation is different from the Swayamrupa Krishna, Swayamar Tadekatma Rupa Krishna. So again, when it comes to Lila Avatar also, again Vaibhava display more power, Prabhava display less power, and Aveshrupa, Saktavesha, these are all incarnations. I mean, trust me, it's little, and it's very technical, and based on the way the Shankachakra Gada Padma they hold the different names. Now we apply Tilak, right? Keshav Narayana Madhav Govinda Vishnu Masudana Trikrama Sridhar Rishikesh Padmanava Damodar Sankrishna Vasa Pradyumnanda Purushottam Dakshina Narasimhachi Janardana Pindra Hare Sri Krishna Hare Krishna Dakshina, in all these they are also four-handed forms, but based on the position of Shankachakra Gada Padma, they rotate a factorial 4 actually. You know, yeah, 24. So 24 forms, So, but in that, 16 personalities of Kesava is described as differently holding lotus, conch, lip, dip, club, and desk. And, and as I said, the way they are holding different conch shells, different of, lotus, disc, and club, they get different names. So, again, classification of Krishna's expansions. Swayam Rupa is Krishna as Gopa. Then Tadekatma Rupa is forms and emotions differently manifested. Avesh Rupa is all his avatars, Shaktivish avatar. Again, Swayam Prabha means it will go to Swayam Prakash. Swayam Prakash is split up into two. Maybe I told. But my point to you, it's taking. So anyway, finally it will come down to the avatars. Purusha avatars, Leela avatars, Guna avatars. Purusha avatars, Garvasa Vishnu, Karnasa Vishnu, Kshidasa Vishnu. Leela avatars, Kumaras, Narada, Varaha, Matsya, Yajna, Naranarayana, Kapila, Dattatreya, Hayagriva, Hamsa, Prishnagarbha, Rishabha, Pradhu, Narsimha, Kurma, Dhanvantri, Mohini, Vamana, Parshurama, Rama, Vyasa, Balram, Krishna, Buddhi, Buddha, Kalki. Gunavataras, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Manvantaravataras, Yajna, Vibhu, Satyasena, Hari, Vaikunta. There are so many mentioned here. Yugataras, white, Sukla, Rakta, red, Shama, dark blue, Krishna, black, Kali, Kali Yuga. Saktavish Avatar, Seshanag, Anandadev, Kumaras, Narada, Prithu, Parshurama, Buddha, Kalki, Brahma. So the point is, unless Krishna has this much, unless Krishna has this much variety, he cannot run the show. So it is like actually like a perfect administration, but a universal administration. You know. So, but Krishna again has nine expansions to protect Dwaraka. You know. So Krishna has two names: Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, Leela Purushottam Krishna. Krishna personally surrenders Dwarakapuri as in nine forms: Vasudeva, Sankarana, Pradyumna, Narayana, Narasimha, Hegriva, Varaha, and Brahma. You know. So anyway, what is that? The Purusha Avataras, Mahavishnu, Garbhasa Vishnu, Kshidasa Vishnu, you know that very well. But the three potencies, Icha Shakti. Krishna has three chief potencies. What is that Icha Shakti? You know? So Krishna has that Icha Shakti. Like for example, Krishna gets an idea. How does it look to have a flower with the yellow petals? You know, and the whole must be red, and under the yellow petals there is a bluish green petal underneath, and the stem is actually fully green, and it has to be broken nicely, and it should have unlimited fragrance. Less than 1 second, and the Haicha Shakti will present that flower to Krishna. Wow! Krishna sometimes, sometimes Krishna also becomes surprised. Haicha Shakti is very powerful. And the next one is a Jnana Shakti. You know, Jnana Shakti. Like that Parasha Shakti Vidya Sruvite Swabhaviki Jnana Balakriya Cha. The Krishna Vishnu, sorry, I'm sorry. Krishna has unlimited energies, you know, unlimited, and that they are ready to perform his tasks. And the Jnana Shakti, power of knowledge, that is Vasudeva. You reservoir of knowledge, Vasudeva. So the reservoir, the Jnana Shakti is exhibited through Vasudeva. And Kriya Shakti means creative energy, Sankarshana, Balramji. You know, so Kriya Shakti is Balramji. so, so Balramji, he creates both the material world and the spiritual world. You know, in other words, creation is not possible without thinking, feeling, willing, and knowledge and activity. So that's why not that scientists think, uh, whatever all the theories they mention, it doesn't work. There is a willpower, Icha Shakti, there is a Jnana Shakti, and there is a creative energy, Kriya Shakti. There is also a lot of thinking. Hare Krishna. So now Balramji, you know. So Balramji, what is that? Predominating deity of egotism and is the creator of the spiritual world. Is the creator of the spiritual world by the will of Krishna and the power of spiritual energy Chit Sakti. So yes, Krishna wanted, yes, um, um, so if there is no need, no need. But Balramji, yes, he manifested this, it it manifests by the desire of Sankarshana, Brahma Samhita. Creation of all the material universes by the agency of Maya, you know. So Prabhupada makes a nice point. Balramji also manifests the metal universes. Dull metal energy cannot manifest. What is the point? Um, for example, you have all the chemicals. Chemicals cannot come together and mix themselves. You need a hand, scientist's hand. No? You need a potassium permanganate. They are there in their boxes, jars. One person has to collect a test tube, put little bit of potassium permanganate, manganese dioxide, and bring the test tube, switch on the burner, heat it up, then oxygen will come. Not that the elements will come naturally together and oxygen will not come. So likewise, so even the elements are there, you need a you need a joining hand. The joining hand is Balramji. So Balramji and Krishna are the original efficient and metal causes. So Krishna is the efficient cause, Balramji is the metal cause. You know. So then Mahavishnu are also called Karanadakasa Vishnu. So now I mean, I purposefully I love the technicality and just to connect that way it becomes easy. So Mahavishnu, the Lord Sankarsana lies down on the Virja river. You know, so Virja river is the border of a material world, border between material world and spiritual world. You know, so other edge of the Virja river, Karnataka Ocean, Karnataka Ocean is Maya is there. So anyway, so Mahavishnu lies, Sankarshan lies down. Expansion of Sankarshan is Mahavishnu. So when Sankarshan incarnates Mahavishnu, uh, he creates a 16 principal energies suitable for manifesting the metal universe. So Mahavishnu is a master. So he creates a 16 principle, 16 principal energies. What are those? Eternal space, time, cause, effect, mind, the elements, metal ego, modes of metal nature, the senses, the universal form of the Lord, Garbhadasa Vishnu, sum total of living entities, both moving and non-moving. You know. So anyway, in the spiritual world, there is no passion and ignorance. No. Spiritual world is a Vishuddha Sattva. Sattvam, So Maya has two things, the efficient cause, nimitta, and pradhana, upadana. So anyway, the point is when Mahavishnu lies down, universe is emanate. Shekhanissa kalamatalamya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandhanada. Vishnu Mahan sa ihe yashakana viseshu. Govindamadi Purusham tamaham bhajami. So what happens from his body, from his pores, universe is emanate. Anyway, but Mahavishnu, he glances, over the material energy. He glances over the material energy, and what happens? He impregnates. uh, but of course, he doesn't do that directly. Uh, he impregnates her by injecting the original semen, seeds of the living, seeds are beach of the living entities. Touch her by his specific functional expansion. Swa Anga Visesha Abhasa Rupa Lord Shiva. So Vishnu does not come in contact with Maya. So through how? Swa Anga Visesha Abhasa Rupa Lord Shiva. So Vishnu comes in contact with Maya through the agency of Lord Shiva. Very simple. You know, then what happens? Mahatattva is manifested. The pradhan is agitated, the elements are there. It becomes an active, it becomes active. And then Mahatattva manifests. And from this, three types of ahankar will come. You know, which are the original source of all the devata, senses, material elements. Combining all these different elements, the Supreme Lord created unlimited universes. So from these three egos, devata, senses, and material elements came out. So what he did, mixed then the universes. Super soul of all the universes, Mahavishnu. You know, super soul of all the universes, Mahavishnu. As said, when he from his pores, Yasya Kanasusita Kalamatalam. So he's lying on this, he's lying on this Karnataka ocean. From his body, pores, universes emanate. When he breathes, they go inside. When he exhales, they come outside. Anyway, so but what happens? All these universes they look alike. And so to create variety, he enters in them. He expands into Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. You know. So when he got expanded into Garbha and entering into each universe, he saw there is pitch darkness. And what he did, uh, he filled the half of the universe with water from his bodily perspiration. Then imagine the size of Mahavishnu, imagine the size of Garbhodasa Vishnu. And from Garbhodasa Vishnu, navel, one stem, a navel, one lotus comes, and the stem goes up, and all the planets stay in this. So, what is the size of the body of Garbhodasa Vishnu? In the stem of that lotus, 14 holes are there. Wow. The beauty is, if you want to wear a pant to Garbhodasa Vishnu or Kshirodaksa Vishnu, imagine. And if you want to dress the deities, you cannot. But the source of them, Krishna, is right now in our temple. Hare Krishna. As Radha Gopi Janvallabha. And he's there standing for us. Right? So fortunate are those who get to serve them. Fortunate are those who get to see them. Fortunate are those who develop some service attitude to serve them and of course the devotees, no doubt. You know. So Krishna, Nandamara says, Yashoda, what can your Krishna do? Oh, my Krishna can do anything. Prabhupada says this. Krishna, bring that slipper. Krishna cannot even lift the slippers. Hare Krishna, if he puts it on his head and he brings. And Nandamara is in all tears. Yashoda is in all tears. Prabhupada says, Nandarani. Yeah, so what is that? Nandamara says, what can your Krishna do? Oh, my Krishna can do anything. So, what is that? Krishna, he comes to give pleasure. That's why all the mellows, Akila Rasamrita Murti. But with them, they are in serious uh, business of creation. They are in the business of creation. They are in the business of creation. You know. Anyway, what is that? And the point is, I mean, Lord Chaitanya is explaining to Sanatana Goswami. So, from that stem, first living entity is created Brahma. And again, this what is that? That Garbha Sai Vishnu expands into Kshira Udaka Sai Vishnu. And thus there is a milk ocean. Kshira Sai Vishnu. And this Brahma is a secondary creator, and Vishnu is for the maintenance. And Rudra, in the fifth canto, From the forehead of Brahma, Lord Rudra is manifested, is for destruction. So uh, these are the guna avataras to maintain this universe. And Garbhodaksa Vishnu is also called Antaryami, you know. Sahasrasya Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrava Sabhumi Shvata Vratva Atyatishta Dashangulam. In South India, some temples are there, they're called Garbhasthiti. They worship Garbhodaksa Vishnu actually, you know. So third Purusha is Kshirasa Vishnu, is a mode of goodness, incarnation of goodness. Is a Purusha and also Gunavtara. He is the universal form of the Lord and super soul of every living entity. The universal form is actually Garbha Kshirasa Vishnu. And he is also a super soul of every living entity. And he is a maintainer, Palanakarta and Swami. You know. So time is 8:30. What is that? Um, we'll end it here. Uh, I mean, one thing I can tell you, it's very, very technical, but very interesting. But if you don't understand, you'll appreciate Krishna's position. You'll understand, you'll appreciate Krishna's position as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Very simple. So the Detaina Swams Rupa, Swayam Rupa, Tadekatma Rupa, and then Prabhu Prakash, Vaibhav Prakash, Prabhu Vilas, Vaibhav Vilas. Wow. Uh, and the Guna Avtaras, then what is it? First Chaturvyuha, Sangashan Pradyumna Vasudeva, then from that Narayana comes, then second Chaturvyuha, and from that the Vilasa forms, the three Guna, three Avtaras, from that the different, India, South Indians, 10 Avtaras, what 10 Avtaras? The number of waves that are there on the ocean, that many way that incarnations are there, Hare Krishna. You know, Manvantara Avtaras, Leela Avtaras, Shaktesh Avtaras, Guna Avtaras. Hare Krishna. So they're unlimited. And again, Chaitanya Charitamrita touches the potency. There is no sentimentality anywhere. It is an extensive technicality. Anyway, we'll continue on now. The avatars next week. Um, what is that? So, what are the different Manvantara avatars? What are the Leela avatars? What are the Yuga avatars? What are the Guna avatars? How he operates all these things. You know, we'll see next week. I hope I hope and thank you very much for your prayers, and I hope I can become better. Though the problem is still very much there. What is that? Jal Bhakti Mataji is treating me nicely, and very grateful to her. And uh, I mean, I don't have fever past, you know, two Monday no fever, Tuesday no fever, today no fever, and um, Sunday also. I think Sunday afternoon was no fever. Yes, um, but Corona. What is that? They're telling 2 weeks. Anything can happen at any time. Um, but my request. Thank you for your prayers. Very, very grateful. So the simple point is we are always, that is the nature of this world. You know, actually when Mataji, she wanted to, what is that? Um, can I, um, we are teaching yoga and can I use your place? They're all Americans and, said, I know her very well. She invited me many times. I said, yes. One day later, called her and said, no. What happened? No, I'm tested corona positive. Please don't. So that is padam padam yadyupadam natesham. There is a danger at every step. That is that is the material world. Sometimes we try to find happiness in such a temporary, period. And if things go very well in 2 3 months or 2 3 years, we become egoistic, Hare Krishna, not knowing that there is a misery waiting for us and is going to strike us. you know. But this is very good. Yeah. And Krishna says, "Dukkhalam shashvatam, mamapeti konte dukkhalam shashvatam." Now this place is temporary place of misery. At any time, anyone can make exit, right? Karuna has claimed more than 215,000 lives in America, but there is actually no until it comes to us. We don't know that. We don't know the. We don't take it seriously, right? I myself attended a few funerals and spoke for them. But little did I know it will come to me, but that's fine. Let us see what happens. Even if that, you become, like, I mean, by the prayers and, the whatever, the treatment, but something else will come. But what is that? We need to be convinced of. Dukhalam Shashwatam. A bank account, don't put faith on material bank account. Yes, it of course body is there, needs to be maintained, and so we definitely need money, we need assets, no doubt, because families are to be maintained. But why why what is that what's her name, Kunti Maharani says, जन्मेश्वरे श्रुताश्रीबर एदमानमदपुमा नैवहर त्यापि जातुमे त्वम् अकिञ्चन गोचरम्. You're the property of the impoverished. Anybody who has a high parentage, Janma, or very rich, Aishwarya, Sruta, or intelligent, Srivir, beautiful, they cannot become devotees of Krishna. Why? No, you are the property of impoverished. You are a property of the impoverished. Then why did Ambarish Maharaj occupy the place of Bhagavatam? Why did Yudhishthira Maharaj occupy? Why did Parikshit Maharaj occupy? And other emperors like Shibi and Arantidev? Even though they had everything, they understood. They're the custodians only. They're the custodians only. They utilized everything in Krishna's service. Swayambhu Manu ruled for few million years. Bhagavatam says, Swayambhu Manu utilized his position. Then the mother of father of Devhuti utilized his position to perform bhakti very diligently. At any time, at any point of time, he was not overcome by the greed, overcome by the pride, overcome by the egoistic tendencies. Why? He understood. That's why if one is situated in what is that knowledge, sambandha jnana, if one has a clarity on sambandha jnana, then Abhidev will perform nicely. Sambandha jnana comes by the mercy of Guru, spiritual master. We need to serve. If not, if if sambandha jnana is not I mean, if you're not served Guru, Guru means he doesn't come only, we don't see him every day, the authority and devotees. Then, then we become established in something. And otherwise, even whatever we speak, it becomes a Vacha Vedantam. We may get some name and fame, but we will not go for anywhere. We will not go forward anywhere. It's clear. Because when what do you call, when something like that, a calamity strikes, then the originality comes out. It is coming out for me also. Not that I'm immune from this. Alright? Okay. Purushottam month, rounds increased, sadhana increased. Still, wow, that is material world. Because we have been present in this material world for very long time. We've been present in the material for very long time. So because of that association, it is not easy to disassociate overnight. We cannot. It takes time. Lord Chaitanya told Raghunath Das Goswami, don't become a market vairagi. You know, it is not easy to, in one night, I said, not easy. Cut the knot. You know, so be responsible, stay, and responsibly undertake your duties. Eventually, you'll come to know how to come out of it. And of course, Lord Chaitanya, once came out, he put him under the care of Surudhar Goswami, and through his intense and of course mercy, without mercy, So otherwise we'll be keeping on chanting only. We'll keep on chanting, but we'll be nowhere. But what is Manas? Every Saturday we have 9:30 Manas section. What is Manas section? Wow. But if you just follow, our Rupa Goswami's Nectar of Upadeshamrita, our Bhakti Samrita Sindhu. Amazing. You know? Excuse me. Anyway, I'm done. And, you know. So, what is that? What is Rupa Goswami's? Uh, these are important. Application is important. There is no guarantee for tomorrow, which have been, I'm sure, those people who are connected to me. I'm telling every day, every time. There is no guarantee for tomorrow. Today, you become devotee. Those who knew me for a long time knew this, right? I'm also aging out, and yes, priorities change when you age out. You know, or you will that enthusiasm, youthful enthusiasm, won't be there so much. Okay, if you survive, great, fantastic. Then what next? Wait for another thing to come until you do perform bhakti. As simple as that. You know. Mhm. But we should not repose faith on this body. Idam shariram parana peshalam patatyavantyam patatyavasham satasanjarjaram. Kimoshadam purchase mudadharmate niramyam Krishna rasayanam piba. Kulshekhar Alvar says this, body is the root cause of suffering. How easy it is to tell others, but how difficult it is to remind ourselves. But of course, when there is a disease raging in your body, naturally, it is, it'll bring you to some understanding. It'll definitely bring you to some understanding, no doubt, right? Kadam Khan Maharaj said this in here in ISKCON, everything is fun, only prasad is fun, dancing is fun, kirtan is fun, chanting is fun. No, maybe for the beginning, beginners, not for a long time. Sadhana, intense sadhana, as much as possible though, you know. Of course, Krishna is very merciful, and whatever do we do is an eternal credit anyway, you know. But we end of the day, we have to see for ourselves where we are at, how many impurities we got rid of, and how many impurities are still staring naked eye with naked eye. Thank you very much for your prayers. Very, very grateful. And if I have offended anyone, please do excuse me because of my what is that enthusiasm or maybe arrogance or due to my insufficiencies. What is that in every relationship? Insufficiency, inadequacy, misunderstanding. This given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But uh, understanding the principle and go forward with Krishna in the center, then we are together. Anyway, thank you very much for your prayers and yeah, it's I just what is that? Satya Prabhu called me and said, I was detected with this virus, and because I was hanging with all the devotees in the temple in the morning program, so take care of yourselves. I said, all right. Just one day later, I started feeling difference in the body. Actually, I never got sick. I never got fever. Actually, so much time. Definitely for years. Then Vijay Mati said, let go and test it. I got a lot of fever actually. Tested positive. You know. So what can we do? I'd say do what doctors advise you to do. Vijay Mati. Of course, Padmata Mataji is there. And let us see what happens. I'm very grateful to all of your prayers. Thank you very much. And I request not to call. So many calls and messages. Uh, just uh, text message if it's urgent. Anything urgent. Text message is fine. You know. And look forward to seeing you. I'm doing all my programs as of now. I mean, there is inconvenience in the body, but not that I am. I have not become incapacitated till now. Definitely not. Like that is your prayers and my Guru Maharaj mercy and Srila Prabhupada mercy. And what is that? Other whatever Bhakti Riksha programs I have, I'll continue. I'll continue with Manasiksha and all. As long as, as long as I have some strength. Thank you very much. Very grateful and thank you for your prayers once again. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhu Goswami Pad ki jai. And sorry, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Lord Chaitanya and Sanatana Goswami. Lord Chaitanya teachings to Sanatana Goswami ki jai. And Sanatana Goswami ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Dandavad. Hare Krishna. I'm ending now. Thank you. And I know, I mean, I cannot take any questions and uh, that's it. I'll end it. Thank you.